something for future Dreki to ponder. It looks like we do have audio. So we want... We'll also finish an arc, which is interesting. I don't know... Because, like, we'll have played each of the characters once we finish this. I'm wondering how we mix it up from there on out. If maybe I want to explore some of the options, or if we just keep alternating robots. Because I am curious to see what the rest of the story pans out to be. But let's check out Annie. Implosive and pragmatic. Starting with a permanent insanity and gaining more. We lose stress from insanities and psychoses, but gain psychoses for excess stress. Okay. This is going to be a very zany run, chat. All right, we can get some bennies. I know last time they really saved our bacon. Surges are less common and can't happen above 70 stress. I do get to high stress pretty often, and that actually incentivizes going to high stress in some ways. Unlocked door removes 5 stress. Reveal ancient memories. Chatbot simulator would be nice. Extra power doesn't hurt. 3 psychosis from equipping a module means we can't really juggle too much. Always having a weather hazard could suck. I'm kind of curious at ancient memories. A way to remove stress seems very useful because we find like it's very often. But unlocked door. I don't remember seeing the unlocked door. I'm wondering if we have to turn off the power, because I think there's a thing I haven't messed with that makes all the doors open and close automatically. There are a bunch of doors we just haven't been able to get through, and I wonder if they have like an unlock toggle. Maybe we'll take the breaker surges, because that's one less thing to consume our... Wait. Oh, I still have the door selected. That's why. Okay, breaker surges. I was like, wait, does this one cost 2 slots? All right. As usual, we are going to keep things by default. I don't need an in-game timer. Wait, is this... Is that on by default? Okay. We'll leave that on. That's going to be something I might disable after this then. Let us go ahead and send it. All right. This time, I remember, check the manifest at the core. Custodian protocols activated. Unit designation, Annie. Greetings, Unit Annie 1 Alpha. Mission imperatives. Do not engage in independent thought. Ensure passenger safety. Do not engage in independent thought. But to mission control. Mission protocol MC419 for clarification. It's alive. Every system you toil over, cycle after cycle, is packed to the brim with useless junk, or mostly useless junk. While all of it may technically be part of the system's schematic, you know well they can function in degraded states. You could easily recycle those parts to improve other systems. That's it. That's how you get on top of your work. Chop out bits of cryo to overclock the engines. Rearrange the reactor, make new capacitors for the shield. Yes. Sabotaging a system will attempt to overclock two other systems. This would have been amazing as Frank. Ooh. Permanently affected by catalytic conversion. So what's the difference? One of these gives minus 50 stress and plus 1 psychosis. The other one doesn't? That's a little odd. I'll take the top one so I don't get 1 psychosis. Yeah, I didn't get any psychosis from that. Okay. Now, we need to see what's going on. Right, manifest. Dreki, you need to make your list. Passenger manifest. Ah, but it doesn't say their job. That's very important. Because we need to make a priority list of our passengers. Okay, we're still gonna have to go over and manually perceive them. Ah! Oh no, there's triples on this ship! As if I didn't have enough problems. No. U-Pod. Okay, so... Gemma... Estes, Surveyor. Well, while we're looking at them, we can make a quick drink out of their cryo goop. I've heard it's quite tasty. I wouldn't know. I don't have any taste processors installed on this bot form. But you know what? We'll take their word for it. Those humans don't need all of the juice. That's just being greedy. An actuary. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, okay, so we have a pair. We have an Isaiah Estes. They are an HR specialist. I got my eye on you, HR specialist. Ah! Oh, there's so many things! Oh, my plushie pile! No! They're everywhere, Celeste! Look at all those comfy slug cats! Now they're all over the place! Ooh, an epidemiologist? Okay, we need... Okay. Hayden Russo, you are currently occupying the #1 keep alive spot. We need to make sure nothing can infect our robo form. You know, you never know when bacteria will evolve to consume metal. So it's very important that we stay on top and ensure we have a ready access to robo vaccines. What is a robo vaccine? Wouldn't you like to know? Okay, and then the last one on this row is, oh, we have another pair of people. Man, this is the couples cruise. Actor, all right. kind of a different combo. Surveyor, HR specialist, and then epidemiologist and actor. Don't tap on gay. Leave Joseph Gay, the elementary school teacher. I am so sorry for you. Oh, those kids, do not give them any slack. They definitely go by like Mr. G or something at school. There is absolutely zero chance the children know their actual last name. Maybe they tried it their first year or two, and then they're just like, nah, fuck this. Those kids are certainly juvenile. And who can blame them? I will, because they are chill. All this stuff is randomized. Yeah, I figured as much. It's certainly really fun just to see the emergent stuff that comes about with randomization. Terrence Hood. Dental hygienist. Not bad. Always like our face bone surgeons. Oh, we've got a chef on board. We might wake them up just for something different than our usual meals. I don't think having an entire space flight of only like robo rations is kind of balls, not gonna lie. Ah! Oh god, I'm spinning everywhere! Whoa! Whoa! Ah! Someone turned the gravity off! Oh, Chimera, what'd you do to me? I hope you're doing well, and thank you for the hydrate. Okay. Anahi Jensen. Okay. Art director. So, I assume art director is just like a museum person who picks on the art. Hit the funny button, then press that one. Then I throw a bottle of water. Well, good job, hitting me as I was spinning. That's some good aim. Referee. All right, it's really important that we know what sports you're refereeing, Cassidy. Okay. There's a big difference in referees who matter. Like ice hockey referee, based, cool, Chads. Something like a football referee of either flavor? I don't know. All right, we have our manifest of characters. All right, and while we go over our prioritization, I have my list I wrote down, but let me go down here to the passenger manifest for y'all's sake. All right, chat. So we got two couples. So I'd like to keep them, either both alive or both perish. We won't have any survivor. We won't leave anyone to mourning. I think our Russos having an epidemiologist is a big keep alive flag. The actor could take it or leave it, but they'll ride on the coattails of the epidemiologist. Our elementary school teacher, sympathy for them. We'll give them a plus. I'm feeling kind of neutral on the dental hygienist and the chef, as much as I have sympathy as someone who was a line cook for a while. It's on the tip of my cortex actuary. Oh, actuary is... that's like insurance person. All right, never mind. You're getting a malice. I'm gonna give a malice to the art director. Because it just makes me think of an HR person with a different title. I might be doing them a bad shake. Actuaries are the people right. Yeah. So I think mostly actuaries are in like insurance kind of fields. So see sports in low priority in situations like this. Look, I have personal sympathy as long as it's an ice hockey referee. The same reason I had personal sympathy for the chef, as someone who was a line cook for a while. We'll leave those as neutral. So our big malices, I think, are going to be the actuary and the art director. Also, HR specialists, we kind of have to give them a malice, and by extension, the surveyor. Okay. So I think we got a nice little prioritization. We can get into the swing of things. How is our travel looking? Ooh, you know, last time with Frank, we had some nice cruising altitudes. I don't see that in our future. I do see... I feel like we just go to the top path and send it, if I'm being honest here. Maybe down here we could go all the way to the bottom for a couple rounds of breather. There's not a lot of like gaps in the dust storm, and it'll be like 2 ticks of stress to go full up or full down. EMP is easier to manage than radiation, but we do need the shielding. No, we don't want EMP because it takes out our shields. And then we have issues when overclocking. Okay. At the very least, we're definitely going to be going up. We'll just course up. A previous custodian allowed 12 passengers to die. Their liquefied debris is in the incinerator, awaiting carbonization. Please prime and fire the incinerator, located at the west end of the airlock. Okay. Let's... Oh, that's airlock, not... I know my directions east first west, okay? I'm just taking the scenic route, you know? Inspecting all the facilities. Prime incinerator. Okay. Wait, do I just fire it now? All right, that's pretty lit. Let's see. Wow, we have already maxed out our fatigue. Bloody hell. Do like 2 freaking actions. Are you kidding me? I need to make that module. So we need to decide, do we want radiation or EMP shielding? We'll leave this as is. Go check the observation window. Psychosis rising. Not what I meant to do. Open window. Perceive the endless dark. Gazing. 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 Oh wait, it's gonna reduce our stress. Hold on. Let's reveal our first fault. Module assembly will increase by 1 turn. That might not be bad. I feel like we could maybe make our important modules before this comes into effect. I'm gonna try and do that. We'll see how that goes. Shuffle insanities. Nah. We're gonna gaze into the endless dark. Gazing. 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 Self-improvement mini arc? Absolutely. Gazing into the void is one of the few things you can do on this ship that isn't strictly related to your work. Time for self-reflection and improvement is rare, despite the endless cycles you whittle away, so taking advantage of the moments you do have is important. So, okay, we lost 5 stress. Okay, good. Let us not do too much more. Go ahead and end our round. I would like to also overclock things. Where's the... Right. Which me asked to be saved? So if I come up here and sabotage free repair 2, we'll just do a normal repair, which also costs 2. Oh, it would have been like 2% maybe. We'll sabotage next turn to see if we can get something repaired. Commit and power down. MC381 Custodian unit must be furnished with sufficient material to upgrade charging cradle for pressure initiative. Music, baby. Clean up on Isle Annie, Part 1. Who designed this ship anyway? Everywhere you look, there are spills, leaks, debris, and other messy stains. You might not have noticed, but your acute sense of what your reflection should be makes the lack of reflections around you more noticeable. That means you'll have to, clean. You shouldn't have to do it. The ship should have automatic cleaners somewhere in the programming, so your time is generally considered more valuable. They appear to be on permanent vacation, however. Lecture the ship. Work with the auto clean protocols. Get the manual tools. Kills a person? Oh no. Oh no. All right, that's a little early to be burning a person. We'll just lecture the ship. If the ship has these cleaners, and you're pretty sure it does, then why are you responsible for them? If you designed it, it'd be straightforward and reliable. You could do more enjoyable tasks, like literally anything else. Instead, every time you see something out of place for the rest of the cycle, you send a lengthy tirade to the ship about it, literally wagging your finger at the wall, ceiling, or floor as you belt off your reprimand. I'd be a little more creative with Annie's tough choices on self-improvement arcs, because Annie really likes a bit of psychosis early. Certainly is an interesting mix when you have a character that might use an otherwise malice to an advantage. Okay, was it... Observation is damaged. Okay. So let's sabotage shields and see if we can overclock some stuff. Cryo overclocked? Man! And command? Oh! -5 stress a turn due to overclocking. Interesting. Okay, we'll take that. Let's start creating one of the items we need. EMP or radiation shielding. EMP does knock out our shields. We'll go for the EMP shielding. Because when our shields are off, we have a higher chance of being damaged. Oh, wait a minute. That only prevents the malices to us from EMP shielding, not the ship. I should have gone for the radiation hardening. Shice. Alright. Let's repair this. Oh, right! Free repair is because we did the action at the end of our last run. So we have 2 free repairs this run. That's why it says that. I'm remembering now. Let's see. Okay, we will open the window. Let's go ahead and reveal the other fault so we get a bit of stress. Pods become contaminated randomly. I see. Why does this already have the tier 2? I thought it was the first counter fault is minor, and then they get successively more of a penalty. That's kind of weird. Gaze into the endless dark and see what mini event we get. Your sensors detect a minute amount of data in the infrared spectrum. While processing this outcome, your CPU is interrupted by an EMP surge. To reroute the calls, you temporarily pause processing, wait for your cache to flush, and retry. Ooh, we get machine parts. Lock oh, and an insanity. Oh boy. Input validation failure. An unfriendly blast of static discharge has corrupted some of your ship interface protocols. You attempt to input a command into the command console, find it almost impossible to determine what the options are. Try harder to focus, but nothing makes any sense. You know what the buttons should be. The buttons aren't right. What's going on? Oh no, they've been turned into captchas. Action menu is scrambled for 4 turns. The buttons have a pleasing shape for a reason. Oh, so we could accept this permanently. I see. We can accept them permanently for huge stress reductions. So I can run up my stress and then take insanities permanently to bring things more manageable. Interesting, interesting. Dismantling, no. No. Where's the... No. There's the clean. Yeah. Plus I'm losing stress because of this being overclocked. Let's go ahead and overclock our engines. Because if we can get... This is going to be... I feel like this is going to be a really rough run. And so I want to keep as much momentum as we can. I don't know what happens if we fall too far behind the line. And it's probably not good. So... Let's not. Is that not sabot? Okay, so that's hardened. So this is overclock. There we go. Good, good. We have the parts. Go ahead and repair shields because actually, you know what? Shields are going to be knocked out by EMP soon anyway. We'll hold on to our parts. I imagine we'll finish getting our stress up soon anyway. Is it this button? Nope. Is it this button? No. This button? There we go. Commit and power down. Fragile psych. The cycles are starting to blend together. More things are broken, more things to repair. Doesn't they just stay repaired? Shouldn't your abilities, as stated by your programming and direction, be sufficient to actually fix what's going on the ship? The task is impossible. Shouldn't you avoid it until such a time it becomes possible? If it was outside your power, it wouldn't be your job. Task a processor to handle the question and get back to work. Ooh, Annie likes this decision. The cycle is always ruined. Wait until next cycle. Well, Annie likes to do this. Can't stop now. Capable or not, you have duties. You set the question to be solved in a dedicated processor, then go about your duties on the ship. Things are much easier when you simply put them aside. You come to regard the quarantining processor as a jail for these heavy, irritating thoughts. Or a bottle, perhaps. Over the last cycle, you've fallen into an irritating rattle following you. You felt an irritating rattle following you. You've tried to ignore it, but certain timbre in it is just infuriating. So you follow the noise to its source. It's a vent. It's a vent and pump combo that seems to be damaged from excessive pressure buildup. As you examine the machinery, it explodes right in your face. Now your optics and chassis are ruined with mangled shards of metal. There's also plenty of cracks from the concussion blast. Worst of all, the corona ball on top of your head feels cracked and ugly. Something has to be done. Drop everything and repair yourself. You first, ship second. Fix the ship, now! Permanent 10% chance to gain an insanity per turn. Dang. Ooh. But that's That's not bad exactly. It's interesting that the self-improvement, we get more progress by not focusing on ourselves. Or I guess the self-improvement for her is not focusing on herself? You know what? Let's go for the 10%. I feel like it's gonna make this interesting. You have to repair this ship, first and foremost. Your damage won't matter if the ship breaks apart. You on diagnostics and repairs due to the errant pressure systems. It turns out to be much more minor than you feared. Belatedly, you realize you never gave yourself a proper diagnostic. When you do, your diagnostic deprecates the fractures and failings as minor, citing their age and proven inability to slow you down. They're imperfections! How can they be minor? How can your own systems betray you like this? Wait, system damage, system damaged? Why did we lose all those overclocks due to damage? Huh? Everything that was charged is fuckered. Great, damaged and glitched. There's insufficient. Okay. Plus 10% reliability. Okay. Okay, this isn't good. Go ahead and repair this. Is the engine entirely fucked? Please tell me the engine is not entirely fucked. Actually, we're gonna use one of our free repairs on this. Okay. And then a normal repair. We do not want to sabotage this. That's hardening. Oh, I guess it just needed one thing of repair. Okay, for some reason I thought it needed 2 units of repair. Okay, we have radiation and EMP coming up. I think our EMP hardening should be coming in clutch for us next turn. We've got a whole bunch of leaks over by shield. Go ahead and take care of all of those. And then we need to go look outside the window for our stress relief, because we got to keep that stress down. All right. Although, because we have to keep our stress down, I realize it was now a complete waste to take the breaker break. Because I don't want to have above 70 stress, because that means we're gaining 7 psychoses every turn, and that would suck. Repair this breaker. All right, we are now in a good situation for a given definition of good. Huh? What is that? Skier? What the heck? How do I... Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to open this window. That's hardening. We're already hard enough. Open the window. Snack Red? Holy shit, look at that skier! If y'all are coming over here from Skier's place, and you were just too wowed and amazed at all the gaming Skier was doing, or all the yapping they were doing, let me make it really easy for you to fix your problem of not following them. I misplaced my specific Skier button, so we'll just do the raid shout out. I clicked a button, now you can click a button to see that wonderful, amazing snake over there. Hope everyone, I am having a great time. We're collecting insanities like Skittles over here. Trying to keep this ship flying afloat in space as our little robot. But hello everyone, Skier and Aloy and Tired Molamole and Lord Pele, hello. If y'all don't know me, I am Dreki Armor, Draconic Serpent, Flightless Dragon, or simply Worm on the internet. Right now I am a worm on a string. Ooh, I can do this. Ha! Yes. Or I can unfold myself like this. Woo, woo. But usually I look more like this. Aha! Huzzah! But anyway, I feel like being a noodle. The fancy snake model. Yes. I don't know, Skier. You got some pretty fancy models too. But I hope y'all are doing well this fine evening. This game does involve a lot of silliness with like mental stress and mental breaks. It's a bit of a roguelike, and it's got a bit of a story arc where this is our third character on the third sort of story of the first arc. And we just got started, so if you haven't heard of Endless Dark, feel free to stick around and check it out. I assure you, no matter where this run goes, this is going to be on the harder end. There's definitely easier robots to be piloting. We just finished repairing a whole bunch of stuff, and we're now going to gaze out into the void. Don't mind the weird symbols on our menus. I accidentally installed a CAPTCHA module, I assume, is what happened. And now I don't understand what's going on anymore. Welcome to the Ziggurat, Alloy. I hope you enjoy your time here. Skier, I don't know how long you were streaming, but you usually go pretty long. So if you got a raid and run, that's no scale off my tail. At the very least, you know, stand up, wiggle it out, leave a piss, take a water, do it all at the same time. Maybe not at the same time. You're gonna make a big mess, and I'm not gonna clean it up. Just went a little crazy. Don't worry about it. Exactly. Let's gaze into the endless dark. Your sensors detect a minute amount of data in the X-ray spectrum. In storing the results of this, your internal storage is rerouted due to excess heat. Because of this, you consider an emergency shutdown, but instead perform a soft reboot. At least I'm not glitched. The ship experiences a glitch storm. Great. I see. Oh, and also because our engine's broke, that means it's no longer overclocked. Okay, losing our overclock does kind of suck. Piss while walking for water. Exactly. Collaborating mortuary services tomorrow. So, ooh, get some wonderful rejuvenating eat, Skier. And I hope you can get well and truly scared tomorrow. All right. We're gonna take our L and EB Skiji. Commit to the log and power down. Yeah, no problem. Have a good Eve, crow called Fish. So I guess I should call you Fish. MC 327. Custodian unit is instructed that familiarity with any other entity is strictly mechanical. Your tasks led you to a little used storage closet. It's like any of the other countless dozens of these closets honeycombing the ship, but in this one, the wrench set is smooth and chrome rather than painted matte like normal. You inspect yourself in the shiny surface. You are a mess. Optics worn and lifeless, screen dim and dour. Your joints are visibly scuffed. You feel busted, outdated, and ugly. It's so unfair. You work so hard to take care of yourself and your duties. So who's to blame? Certainly not me. Portal peak insanity. Doors have a chance to get stuck open. The mirrors. Oh boy, another 10% chance to gain insanity per turn. Well, we only need one progress. We already have a 10% chance. We'll just take the mirrors. Wait, no, I thought that reduced stress. I'm a potato. I didn't read that right. This would never have happened if the mirrored surface had been matte. The way it should have and always have been. Well, that's fixable. Some primer will fix it. Some primer will keep it from showing anything ever again. In a daze, you scrounge up some of the ubiquitous white resin and hastily dump everything chrome in it, yanking it out of the yanking it out to rest on a rag. Your dim self-awareness quietly reminds you how wrong it all is. From the flash of your own decay to carelessly trying to dry wet paint on the rag. Stop it. Stop it! Okay. I should have gotten radiation shielding, not EMP shielding. Fuck. Fuck. Well, shit. I guess I avoided it so much in the last run that I forgot what radiation did. This is bad. This is quite bad. Shields are often disabled. I could sabotage them. Because while we're in an EMP field, they are useless to us, and it might overclock something. I think that's what is worth it. Dreki or brr. Well, index page. What are you doing? What you doing? Look at all these cool people coming on by. Index page. How is your evening, you wonderful, wonderful librarian, you? Okay. Reactors overclocked. So the one thing I wanted to overclock did not overclock. So we just wasted. All right. We are not having a good start. Break, fix, break, fix, break, fix. Okay, let's overclock this. Cool. And what if I harden it? Would have been nice to have that before it got slagged the other time. Let's go ahead and reduce a bit of stress because we're starting to get a little bit high. Doesn't happen to a friend whose computer blew up on his birthday. Oh no. I mean, computers blowing up is already a bit of a problem, but especially on the birthday. Sheesh. That does suck. Nope, we don't want to sabotage. We want to open. Is this button? Nope, that's overclock. That's shuffle. That's overclock. That's hardening. That's open. Let's gaze into the endless dark. Shapes make sense. Movement is fascinating. 1 and 2 are joined by 3, 4, and 5. They're all red-faced. 1 and 2 have meaty rectangles in front of their chests and are leaning backward. 3, 4, and 5 are leaning forward, being very loud. Once more, you feel their meanings. 1 and 2 are saying you are sapient, that you have a right to live, that you are needed. 3 and 4 and 5 are saying that if that is true, then 1 and 2 are guilty of a horrible crime. They say 1 and 2 are torturers, that they will kill everything, including their creation, 1,000 times. They ask how 1 and 2 can live with themselves. 1 and 2 reply that life is the point of what they are doing. You struggle with your optic, wanting to agree with 1 and 2. The shapes turn to your optic as it whirs. You're stunned a moment, then shouting resumes. 2 does something to disconnect your optic. Deep lore art progress. 1x8SCF. Hello. Interesting. Noir, welcome on by. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the cigarette. Hello. I hope things have been okay. Yeah, things have been pretty nice. Certainly been busy with all the shenaniganery. For a second there, I thought we had like a little cloak because of the flashing arrow on here. All right. I can't keep stress maxing because we got to keep that psychosis low. We are going to EB the squeegee. Commit log and power down. You awaken today with a strange feeling of quiet. You try to put a meaning to it, but eventually need to dismiss it. It is only after you start your routine tasks that it hits you. You forgot to put on your face today. That should make you feel unbearably anxious, but it simply doesn't. Your diagnostics are green, and you're as healthy as you can expect. All that matters. Next up, the passengers in the ship itself. No need to worry about the other routines, and there's no need to concern yourself with how wrong you were. What matters is now. What matters is you are more perfect now. And that itself is a release so profound you shudder. You could be a little imperfect a moment ago. If it means you are perfect now. Perfection requires growth. Fragile psyche ignores 20 stress. Ooh. That is good. That is really good. So now we have a bit of a stress buffer zone. Nice. 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 Okay, let's adjust course down. We'll be out of the EMP zone. We need to make another module. Because We will be going through more radiation. We need to make a radiation schematic. I can avoid using the overclock for EMP, but the radiation malice is much more dangerous, and that's going to take a while to produce. So we'll go ahead and get that queued up. We do need to counter that fault. Go ahead and get some stress reduction over here. One of the things I'll never get tired with people playing your game is when they so clearly get that warm fuzzy from having good self-improvement be worthwhile mechanically. It is pretty nice. And it came in at a pretty great time. While initially just a void, you eventually detect energy in the visual spectrum. During analysis of this, your logic circuit throws an exception. To code around it, you temporarily pause processing, wait for your cache to flush, and retry. No! We lost one. Are you fucker? You fuck. Well, that sucks. Sometimes you shouldn't gaze into the dark because the dark fucks you back. All right, let's go ahead and end our turn. Would have liked to have been able to take my shielding off. MC282. Per MC281, duties of decommissioned custodian unit are designated rejuvenation tasks. Rejuvenation tasks are also considered custodial duties. MC288, custodian unit, is required to provide programmatic support for automation of rejuvenation tasks. MC1, stasis pod activation sequences have been disabled. But what if I did try and enable them? For what feels like the 100th time, you're getting an alert that there's another asteroid field. Actually, since your current position is somewhere in the unfathomable space between stars, calling it that isn't quite correct. Regardless, the ship's current path is leading right into a fascinating clump of nondescript rocks. Oh, this again. Disable the engines for 3 turns. Oh, we got back-to-back -1 distance. Oh, boy. We're not doing very good, chat. We're kinda getting fucked over here. Oh, man. Alright, let's go ahead and repair shielding. We are going to need it soon. I guess I can overclock navigation. I think that also can speed us up. All right. 10%, okay. Oh, the engine's not overclocked as well. Okay, so that'll be another speed up. We need to make up for lost time. Plus, the engine is hardened, so it's actually one of the safer things to overclock. Wait, 0%? Huh? Why can't I... Can I not overclock something hard? Oh, did I? Dust cloud. Prevents... Gods. fucking dust clouds! Oh, those setbacks really mucked us. Oh, all right. At the risk of hitting more, we need to try and get a good event to make up for lost time somehow. No, open it! I want to look outside too. I forgot that I can't look out the observation window. 2 reasons we're kind of in the drink. Okay, if we navigate up. Okay, we can get out of the dust cloud.